Welcome to Nearing Nirvana. This is episode 98 of Long Story Short. So, inching away to episode 100. And look at us, starting on time. I bet a lot of people are not expecting that, so that's why they haven't jumped in yet. But
there's nobody here. Where the hell is everybody?
There's like 5 people here, I think.
Or they realized we have better things to do on Thursday night. So we totally understand. We totally understand.
The Cosby Show, A Different World, Seinfeld.
Oh, look at that. Igor's here. So what's going on? All right. So we'll go ahead and knock this out. We would like to thank our sponsors for the show. So make sure you're signed up for Cover Price. Use the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. You can also use the code over at birdcitycomics.com, Nirvana, for a 10% discount. They should have just made it the same. But I digress. I'm super stoked to see all the different exclusives they are dropping for New York City Comic Con.
It's out of control, man. It is out of control. I think New York has more than San Diego now. I mean, just the things that I see online, I just can't keep up. There's so goddamn many.
Yeah, because I remember using Cover Price's tool for the list of all their exclusives for San Diego, and I know DeVoe showed me the list, like, because he knew I was going right before it was published. He's like, "This is not a finalized list. Don't share it out yet." And I was like, "Okay." And I looked at it. I was like, "Okay, it's not that bad," because it was only like maybe like 3 pages at the time. But by the time the con was starting, it was like 5 pages.
Yeah,
with 160 books or something like that. I mean, I don't know if it was that many, but it was quite a bit.
New York, every time I log on Instagram, I see like 15 new books for the con.
Right.
What's the big one everybody's looking for? Like the one.
I think I hear a lot of buzz around the Spawn Momoko. I think that's a pretty popular one.
I don't love that one. I think the Granov Rogue 80s variant. So there's a couple of different versions.
Yeah,
but that one is a banger, I think.
Yeah. I know, who's it? Scott Williams. He's doing the is it X-Men 4 and 5 foils? Is that right?
Really?
So X-Men, like, just foils of the originals, or the Omega Red 4 and 5. Which X-Men are we talking about?
I think it's from the 90s, 4 and 5, but okay. I can't remember exactly. I'm guessing facsimile, right? Facsimile foil. But I could be wrong. Oh, plus X-Men 1. All right, thanks, Igor.
Igor's been all over these NYCC variants. He's on top of them as well as anybody I know. And there's Joe.
And then Igor did have a question to Joe. So did you check out that? I don't remember what book he sent to you. Or not sent to you, but asked information about. He asked you about some book. That's all I Anyways, so welcome in, Joe. How are you? Oh,
I'm good, man.
Black Cat number 2.
Black Hat?
Black Cat.
Black Hat.
Cat.
He said black ass.
So I don't know exactly what that means. So, but anyways.
All right.
Yeah.
Is he talking about?
Oh, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Is he talking about the ghost dog?
Oh, one from 2019 and 2024. It's apparently the same cover. I'm guessing
it's the Sienkiewicz. It's the Sienkiewicz. They re-released that Sienkiewicz from the Black Cat that he did. He did it in 2019, and now there's a limited version coming out in 2020.
Oh, okay.
She's got like a diamond, I think, or something like that in her hands.
Oh, okay. I guess.
It's
all right.
It's the exact same cover. Like they're just kind of like releasing it because they're lazy.
All right, here's your warning. Make sure to buy these books at market high prices so we can talk about them on the Almost 10 on House of Science tomorrow night.
Blow all your money at the highest prices possible.
Yeah, don't save anything.
Listen,
don't buy things that you want. Yeah,
if you don't know by now, we can't help you. So, all right.
If you're a publisher and you're going to buy art from Fiverr, I'm going to find out.
Mm-hmm. Have we found out who that artist is who did the bizarre whatever?
Oh, GS20 Studios that has like probably 1 billion different AI artists under their belt.
They're anonymous.
Yeah, they stole an image, flipped it, reversed it, and then put blood and fangs on the teeth. That's all they did.
Joe, who are you to say what's art? That could be art to that person.
Yes, stolen art.
Yes.
All right.
I'm just trying to stop people from getting ripped off.
The thing with that book though is that it'll become infamous. It was originally people wanted it because they thought it was cool, and now it's going to become infamous. It's going to be
it'll be one of those. Yeah, it'll be one of those.
Yeah. Alrighty. Spitfire Comics number 133 from 1945. Beautiful Sean Cooper cover. This series lasted all of 2 issues. It was Spitfire 132 and 133, and that was the end of it. This was the better cover of the 2. The first one was a plain, but a 9.0 of this book sold for $8,700 early in 2022. Only 34 in the census. There is a 9.8, which of course has to be a file copy. I can't imagine it being anything else, but this ain't the blonde in the red dress, but the brunette in the red dress.
Them legs are silky.
Mm-hmm. Shiny.
And those heels,
Mm-hmm.
So is it true about Golden Age books that they use numbers later in the run, like 132 and 133, just so people would buy the book because they thought that it had already been ongoing for a while?
It was established. That was part of the mindset that it was established. It must be worthwhile because it's been around this long. But they were also using the numbers from I don't know the Carter speculates because of subscriptions, but because issue 131 was a completely different. I don't know what it was, but it may have been a Western, or it may have been whatever. It was something completely different, and then they changed the title but keep the numbering.
Oh, okay.
But part of the reason there was an old timer I was listening to talk about it, and he said that part of it is if you come to the store and you saw Spitfire 133, people didn't want to take the risk on a new title. Was the mindset. If it had a higher number, it must have been around a while. Even though I didn't know about it, it must be pretty good. I'll take a look.
Well, issues can go up to 25 now.
Right?
Since when?
I have yet to see a title like hit issue 26 in the last 5 years.
Spider-Man's up in the 60s now, I think.
Yeah.
ASM, but
ooh, Something Is Killing the Children past that mark.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. I will wear that badge of honor.
Yeah, but this is just a beautiful Golden Age book. 1945 too, man.
Nice.
I would love to have this book. You buy this, Carter, if you see it at a con for a reasonable price?
It would stop me dead in my tracks, and yes. Absolutely.
Nice. All right. Let's keep the show rolling. Wartime Romances number 17 by
Bro, these books were not for kids.
dude. Can you read what they're saying on like in the bubbles there?
Oh, let me pull it up on my other.
That's the girl that rolled me last night.
You blow. She's pretty. I'll handle her my own way. And it may be fun. Pretty dangerous. That's the girl who rolled me last night. Yo.
Dude, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, these romance books,
It doesn't sound like romance.
Who was this for?
I don't know, man.
I mean, this must be the reason why all those boomers had tons and tons of kids, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna roll you, baby.
He rolled me last night.
Yeah, this stuff is too much. Most like the dialogue on these romance covers are out of control. But this is done by the legendary Matt Baker, a book that's high in demand. A Raw sold earlier this year, and I think it was a VG for $1,320. Only 19 of these on the census. High grade 6.5.
Yeah, the more dangerous the woman looks, the higher the price.
Yeah, there's a direct correlation to that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, cool. And if you want to read the interior of the guts of this book to find out if it's just as freaky as the cover, here's a link in the live chat. It's literally this book. It's only 36 pages. All right.
Yeah. The title of this book cracked me up because we always make jokes about this. White Princess of the Jungle number 2. Everett Raymond Kinsler cover, legendary Golden Age artist, Avon Comics 1951. A 6.5 sold for $504 earlier this year, which I think is kind of a steal, honestly, for this book. Only 19 on the census. But yeah, we like to make jokes about all of the white jungle girls somehow surviving in the African jungle. But
He snorted.
But this was definitely a thing, and I got to be honest, like this is still a thing, and we'll talk about this a little bit later tonight. But you know, let's be honest, this vibe in Savage Land Rogue, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah,
it's the exact same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I'd never seen this book before. I came across it this week by accident, but God damn it, I like to have a copy.
Wait, where'd you find this at? Like,
oh, I don't know. I found it when I was looking. I didn't actually find a copy of it. I just I was looking at something. I came across it.
Oh, okay.
I think there were like 6 issues in the series, and this is probably the best cover. There's a few other cool ones too.
Nice.
Hey, I'd never seen this title before. You ever come across this title at all?
Nah. If we compiled a list of white girls in the jungle, we'd be here all night.
Yeah, because in the Golden Age, man, that was the thing. I mean, that was the thing. All right, let's keep the show rolling. This is a kind of a sought after book. Heartthrobs number 120. This is a Neil Adams cover. DC Comics 1969. 9.2 of this sold way back in 2019 before the comic boom for $456. 17 on the census, no 9.8s. And this dude, he's a real bastard. I mean, he's really going to let her have it.
This book here, I've been high on this book for years. It's like I remember the first time I saw it, I had been on a hunt for it, and I do have a copy. But I would always love to upgrade. But yeah, when I saw it, I saw the colors, I saw the subject matter. You know, it's super intense. You know, some guy, and the fact that Neil Adams is doing this cover.
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes it even more. That adds even more to this book. And yeah, I fell in love with it ever since. Just the absurdity of this cover.
Yeah, I found this digging about 2 weeks ago for $8, and you know, I was going quick. I'm like, this book is something, and I just stuck it in the pile. But yeah, classic Neil Adams cover. This was the last 12-cent issue before it jumped, I think, to 15 cents. So,
And this cover, or that 9-2 sold before he died too, right?
when did he go? Yeah, he died 22.
Let me find out. Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
Ken
But
is making Barbie cry.
you know, Carter and I talk a lot about these romance books on Hot Book Alert, and they're probably one of the last undervalued books of the golden age. I mean, this is not golden age, obviously, but you know, the last sort of genre that's undervalued.
The final frontier.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go through another cycle again?
Yeah. Yes.
Nice.
All right. The Incredible Hulk #4. We've talked about these Venomized covers time and time again on the show. We've never talked about this one, at least not that I can remember. Mike DeMundo, 1 in 50 for Marvel 2012. That era of Marvel variants from 2010 to 2012. All of these are tougher to get hands on. All of these ratios. A 9/8 sold for $775 of this book. Back at the start of the year, only 110 on the census, 43 and 9.8. I've dug a lot and never come across this thing.
Well, there you go, Doc. You have 43 different 9/8 to potentially buy from someone. Or trade. I know your collection is pretty vast now at this point, so you're bound to have duplicates.
Yeah, I've never got a whiff of this. Carter, have you ever come across this one?
If I did, you'd know.
I don't know, man. From this era, I'm surprised of how many of these books you've gotten hands on over the years.
A handful of the Venom variants, but this one has always eluded me. These a lot of these are easy. It's like you have some that are more easy to find than others, and then you have the ones that are in like mythic status. And I think this one is.
I would put it there because I have seen some of the others, but I've never seen this one in real life.
The only book I could think of that I've had within this time period for the 1 in 50 Venomized was the Stephanie Hans X-Men Blue cover. But I kind of feel like that one was kind of easier to get or find, I should say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That one, it was out there.
Yeah, that's not a hidden one, right? And I mean, I get that it got hot for a moment too, and a lot of people wanted it, but yeah.
Yeah, good looking book. I mean, the yellow cover, the golden yellow cover there is always makes it pop and makes it appealing. So
Iron Man and ASM are the tough ones.
Yep. Yeah, there's some tough ones. The Iron Man is real tough.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about that one for sure.
We'll have to talk about the ASM one.
All right. This is from a friend of the show, at Will_J_Miranda_ @IG. This is Mike Diodato 1 in 75 variant. Beautiful book. Very tough to find. A 9.8 sold of this in 2021. Only 26 of these on the census, 17 in 9.8. But a beautiful Valkyrie cover by Diodato. Great book. I've never come across this one either. I don't think there's any of these on eBay. Last I checked.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this.
I might have it. I know I've seen it before.
If you have it, man, hit up Will. He wants a copy. I'm sure he would take it off your hands for the right price.
These look like the Women of Marvel variants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what else that reminds me of? The Asian Pacific Islander month covers.
Yeah, good looking book. Everybody loves Diodato.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for your submission.
Yeah, thanks, Will. This thing is kind of a ghost. Morbius, the Living Vampire #2 from 2013. Marcos Martin, 1 in 50. A 9.8 sold of this book back in 2023 for just under $200. Only 15 of these on the census, 8 and 9.8. But a tough book to find.
I had two of them, but I sold one during before the movie came out, the #3, 1 in 50, the Coker variant. I still have 198 left. But these are like serious ghosts. Like there's not many out there. This one here, I'd be shocked if there was more than 200-300 floating around.
There was that time, like you said before the movie, this and #3 were outrageous. They were at outrageous prices.
Yeah, I sold mine for a little over $1,000. So.
Wow.
Wow. And now
And that's because I had bought a 9.4 and I had cracked it and pressed it and came back a 9.8.
Nice.
Now they're cheaper and more readily available, but there was that time.
No, they're still hard to find, man.
No, they're harder to find, but I see them.
Yeah,
I see them.
Oh man, I really want this book because it really speaks to that time period too. Because that's when like street art was exploding.
Yeah, it's Banksy, bro.
Like Banksy was huge. Shepard Fairey was huge. Because that's like right after like Hope and all that. The Hope.
You want to hear a crazy story? So I was talking with a guy a few weeks ago, and he was telling me a story about his buddy who wasn't a wealthy guy, but he ran like a gym, and he had a friend who had shown him some art, and he was really taken up by the art, and it was like $5,000 a piece, and like he didn't have the money to buy it outright, so he would like put it on layaway, and he started buying several pieces from this artist. He just really like it resonated with him, and he went into some serious debt, and his wife found out, and she was fucking bullshit with him, gonna divorce him. And then he sold the piece for $25 million. They were all Banksy's, and she doesn't hate him anymore. She loves it. She's all of a sudden all fine with it. He has like 25 Banksy's. He sold one for $25 million, and he was buying these.
I would have divorced her before
right?
Before, like, yeah.
Here, sign this paper.
Yeah, get out of here.
Holy
but the guy
shit.
was saying that like it basically saved his marriage, and I'm thinking to myself, man, like
he could have found somebody better for $25 million.
I bought me a new hoe. I bought me a new hoe with that.
By 3.
Yeah, and he's sitting on like I don't know, like 20 or so more.
Wow,
crazy.
And the guy, like I said, the guy was not like an art guy. He was just like a dude, and he just liked the art and started buying it. For
I'm
like
just a dude, man.
like $5,000 a piece. Several years ago, but
That's awesome.
That's kind of cool.
all right, let's keep going. X-Men Phoenix War Song #1. This is a Mike Mayhew 1 in 10 variant. These are what are the Stepford Cuckoos, or is that what they go for? And what they go by. What blows me away about this book is it came out in 2006. I mean, that's early days for ratio variants. I don't know what the first Marvel ratio variant was, but this has got to be getting close.
I'd like to see the first variant that says variant edition in the corner.
That would be good to know as well, for sure.
Oh, nice. That's a good point.
This is when Mayhew was a freaking beast, dude.
Yeah. Mayhew back in the day was an animal. This doesn't go for a whole hell of a lot, but I think it's worth picking up if you find it cheap.
You know what? I don't remember these. Okay, so where it says variant edition in the corner, I don't remember these before like 2008.
Unless I had a typo, I'm almost certain this thing is 2006.
I'm sure it is 2006, but like I just don't remember seeing too many that had that, you know, in variants that weren't before 2008 though.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I think you're right.
There's an RRP that seems to be easier to find. I mean, when you're thinking like, wait, Diamond has probably at that time, I don't know, at least like as many stores as there are now, like 2,000, right?
Yeah, 2,000, 2,500, something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I would assume it's about the same number, but I mean, I get that not all retailers are going to go to the retailer summit to get those RRPs or whatever event they're giving it away at.
Yeah, this is definitely a book worth snagging cheap when you find it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have it on the show? Anybody?
No.
Yeah.
So the Stepford Cuckoos, were they like the same person?
Yes, it's clones of Emma Frost, but they were made into siblings or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it was originally 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then only 3 survived or something like that. Is that what it was? I could have the numbers wrong.
And they all have like the same thoughts, and
I think they're all still like individuals or whatever, but then they're all
they're cyclically connected or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right. I told you we'd circle back to White Girls in the Jungle. Here is Savage Land Rogue. She's got a title coming out early next year. We're placing bets on the number of variants for that book, over or under 50. Most people are taking the over, but we'll wait and see. All joking aside, this was a J. Scott Campbell store exclusive. What I would say about his store exclusives is, like, don't sleep on them, because a lot of them are starting really to hit crazy levels on some of these books. And there's a few versions of this one. I like this one because of the Savage Land Rogue. You know, people are asking probably raw somewhere between $50 and $70 for this thing.
Yeah.
Something in that range. But, you know, it's one of those books that, you know, could take off overnight. A 9.8 sold for $36 back in 2022. That was a real dark time for comics, 2022, but the tail end of it. Yeah, that's obviously super cheap, basically the cost of grading. Only 133 of these on the census, 125 in 9.8. And as you might expect for Campbell, 105 of them are signed. So the majority of them have been signed.
Well, I appreciate that it's referencing Savage Land Rogue before she became a thing again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is way before she became a thing. And he has a Savage, we've talked about it on the show, but he has a Savage Land Rogue standalone cover as well that he did. That's pretty tough to get. They're out there, but yeah, this is way before she became a thing again. Joe, you have this one, I imagine? No?
And then Paul, I'm going to assume since it's J. Scott Campbell, there are probably 3 or 4 variants for this title for him.
Yes, there are 100%, Paul.
Yeah.
I've been picking up. No, I was going to say I've been picking up some exclusives, but this one I haven't picked up. But there's so many, dude. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of these are just like a split like this between her and Psylocke from different eras is basically what's going on with the variants of this one.
Yeah.
Fucking Campbell, man.
Is he gonna have a cover for that new Rogue series? I don't know, but I would imagine 100%. I think, I mean, there are going to be so many artists and so many stores doing covers for that. I mean, I would put Savage Land Rogue in the top 10 collectible female covers types. I mean, up there with Magic, up there with Black Cat, up there with Emma Frost. Like, I would put it up there with like the best of the best of the cover that people collect for those.
This was the last Campbell exclusive I picked up. This one.
Oh, nice.
Mama.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, he did the Batman
50, the wedding edition.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the wedding.
Yeah, hey man.
Spoiler: the wedding didn't happen. Oh, but it's not a spoiler, right? If it's plus 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I figure if they can do 50 freaking covers for Uncle Scrooge, then I have to imagine Savage Land Rogue can get like at least half that.
Yeah, they got to do way more. I mean, I'm waiting to see what that comes out with that one, but it's got to be off the charts.
Bro, this is a comic book, dude. Who the hell is Cedric Poot?
All right, so he is blowing up. Right, so he did that Penthouse Comics exclusive that sold out almost instantly. He did that the Zenoscope 1 in 20 that came out. It was on the Hot 10 a couple of weeks ago. So he's blowing up, but this was really early work by him. So this was a cover eye. From Dynamite back in 2014. Yeah, he's, he is definitely making a name for himself. He's all over the place. But this is some early work that I just figured I'd point out. This was an open order book, so it's out there. You can find this thing. Yeah, I mean, hold on, Aaron. I'll send you this. I mean, this book that he did went crazy. I forget who did the exclusive on this thing, but it sold out like crazy.
What are you sending it to me on?
I'm just gonna shoot it in the private chat.
Okay.
What's the easy? Hold on.
Was this an incentive or just like
No, it's just a cover eye. It's like open order, but like,
oh sweet.
By the time people get to eye, I mean, come on,
it probably fell under the radar then at that point.
So he did this cover for Penthouse. I don't know who. I just dropped you a link, Aaron. I don't know if that's
okay.
That sold out almost instantly. but he's been doing a ton of stuff. He did a Zenoscope that went crazy last week or 2 weeks ago.
Good Lord.
That book sold out. Like, it was limited to, I think, 150 copies or something like that.
Mama.
So he upped his game in those 10 years.
Yeah, his style has totally changed. And then this book, I think Stein covered. I know he covered.
This one
He covered it.
or this one.
No, I'm going to send you another one, Aaron. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
On the Hot 10, and it was on Cover Price and a lot of. I mean, this book sold out instantly. This was like last week or the week before.
Yes, this was on the Hot 10 last week, I want to say.
Yeah, this was a Zenoscope.
Oh yeah, this was the Amanda Heard turd book, which it looked like she's taking a shit on his bed.
Yeah, this thing's going for like $120, $150, whatever, for a 1 in 20, something like that. Same artist, but the book we're talking about on the show is some early work from him.
KRS did the Penthouse. Had to have it. Oh, it must have been a shared exclusive. Well, Sad Lemon, they usually sell for people in the UK.
Yeah.
Or if they sell out in the US, you can buy it from Sad Lemon. Just saying.
I don't think Sad Lemon actually does their own stuff, right? They're just like a reseller of other people's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know for sure, but that's what it seems like.
They might do a cover every once in a while, but most of the time it's US sellers that sell through them for the UK buyers. Is what I've noticed. I mean, or if I can't buy it in the US, then I buy it from them. So then, it gets printed, sent to that store, then sent to the UK, then sent back to the US. So, anyways.
Okay, so what book is this again?
This one?
Yeah, what is that?
It's a Zenoscope.
The Grimm Fairy Tales, Volume 2, number 88.
Okay.
1 in 20. There's a similar cover that's like a cover C or something like that.
I'm going to see if I can find the Amanda Heard rendering that this was taken from. I'm just playing, Ben.
Alrighty.
Oh man, look at that, bro.
All right, so this is another book that caught me by surprise. So,
man,
this is Catwoman number 41 from 2022. I was following this series closely because this was when DeCall jumped on this series and Frizen was doing cover Bs. I don't remember this book ever coming out.
Me neither, man.
It was a store exclusive, and I figure I would have seen it, but that's obviously Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. Most of these are autographed. 200. So 430 on the census, 223, 207 are 9.9s.
Wow.
320 of them are signature series.
Signed by Anne Hathaway?
I would assume. Like, who the hell else would it be signed by?
Whoever wrote Catwoman 41.
Don't I want that shit?
That would seem to be a stretch. But does anybody remember this book? I don't know how. I don't remember seeing this damn thing.
No, not at all.
I kind of remember Anne Hathaway signing for a comic, but I don't remember this. Like the image looks familiar, but it could have just been from watching the movie or whatever.
Well, it doesn't end here. The next book, right? This is a Greg Horn from the same goddamn issue. Like,
wow,
and that's him doing Anne Hathaway. Does anybody remember this book?
Hell no.
I
Where
don't.
the hell are you getting these books from, man?
I just came across this thing. I don't know. I was looking at something and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Bro, an autograph Anne Hathaway, $2,000, dude. The auto. 9.9, dude. Jesus Christ.
The one thing I do remember about Greg Horn was he was doing signings with a lot of like actresses. I know he did one with Margot Robbie with a Harley Quinn cover. So it doesn't surprise me that he did one with Anne Hathaway or whatever.
Yo! Did we ever see a Margot Robbie photo cover?
Yeah, she did one. But I think it's like foreign, where she's got the bat over her back and she's kind of standing sideways.
There's that one from Mexico, and then I believe that same cover was used in Japan,
but no American version.
I don't believe so.
Wow, that's really interesting.
And to think, besides that previous one, I don't think I've ever seen a DC photo variant. Like, kind of thinking about it.
No, there's some. There's Wonder Woman. There's a few.
Oh yeah,
Gal Gadot.
The Flash.
Yeah, the Justice League stuff, the San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, because like the Arrowverse stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
But I mean, who cares? I want to see some photos of some.
Obviously, my brain didn't care because.
Yeah, exactly. You tune it out. I want to see. I want
Yeah.
to see more of this, more of Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, just stuff like that.
So Adam is saying that this was Celebrity Authentic doing this. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, Adam. Thank you for that info, buddy. Much appreciated. Once again on this book, 3 10s, 3 10s. 119 99s, 218 signature series. So just found that interesting. But it doesn't even stop there. This next one sucks, but it's part of the same thing.
What the
number one?
I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this cover.
No.
Bro, that looks like a close-up of fucking Todd McFarland's like up in your face type of. What are you doing, bro?
I don't know.
He was going for something, but I'm not mad at it.
She looks just a little distorted. I don't know if the mask or what it is, but there's something a little off on this one.
It looks like she's hugging like one of those like
she's hugging the McFarland cover, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it looks like she was an afterthought to the original cover.
Yeah, let me draw.
But that's kind of what I see in this.
Yeah, so these must have all come out at the same time. There's actually one more. There's a Bane photo variant, but who the hell wants to see that? So I didn't put it on the show. But
what, Tom Hardy photo variant?
Yeah,
bro, it's Bane, dude.
No, I'm joking. It's
take control of your future.
So if you had that Bane comic and you had the Venom comic, like which one do you get him to sign?
Yeah,
I'd go for Bane.
Yeah, I get Bane.
Oh, because
everyone wondering why someone would shoot him on before throwing him off the plane.
I thought he was pretty badass in that movie, to be honest.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, I don't know how I missed these. Clearly, Adam didn't, but obviously the rest of us did, and most of the people in the chat. So, Adam, congrats, man, for being on top of it. All right, let's keep the show going. All right. This blew me away a little bit today.
This hurt my feelings when I saw the last Raw sale.
A Raw of the first appearance of Jeff the Landshark sold for $150 the other day.
What the fuck?
I couldn't believe that, and I got so disappointed in myself.
I got a couple of these. I got a couple of these put away.
So, anecdote. I was at a comic shop a couple of weeks ago, digging a huge one, and this girl comes running out. She's like, she was there with her boyfriend. She's like, honey, Jeff, and she's found a Jeff the Landshark comic, and she was like on another planet. So like Jeff is a real freaking thing. Like people love that damn shark. But this is his first appearance. This book was massively under ordered. We covered this back in the spec days, and I think it was around 17,000 copies ordered. We said on this book. I didn't look it up for the show, which by Marvel standards is a fairly under ordered book. But 9/8 of this are starting to go for very respectable prices.
Every copy that I came across, I bought, and I have yet to sell. Of all the shit that I sell, I have yet to sell any of these. So that's good to know.
Now that 150, it was a $200 ask,
or
cleared at
best offer.
150, and there were only two others that I saw on eBay. One was like a 7.5, and the other one was coming from England with like $30 shipping. Those are the only two that I saw on eBay at the time, so I was surprised.
Oh man, I should have held on to my copy. I sold mine for really cheap on not this previous How Might We Help You, but the one before that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, wasn't there a cameo appearance in number 6?
Yes. So Topher was talking about this, and he was like really piecing it together. And there was a shark in a tank that was smaller that survived, and he connected the dots that it was probably Jeff, more likely than not Jeff, but unnamed, and so. But this is the one where Gwen actually gets him and takes him. Where Gwenpool takes him and adopts him, basically. In this,
man, I remember in 2020, it was like you had to find 6, 7, and 8 for whatever reason. I forget why number 8, but I remember you had to find that tree. It's like you had to find that trio of books, and I remember number 8 even being on the wall of some stores.
8? What the hell was the number 8?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the first appearance of? It's a first appearance of some
character. Yeah, some
nobody
character
gives a shit about.
Right.
Ramona, something. Yeah, I know what you're talking
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think anybody cares about that anymore. But yeah, I was blown away by this, to be honest with you. So
only if her name is Scott Pilgrim.
There. So what's the? Have we settled on the first cover appearance of Jeff?
We talked about this back in the Flipside days. It's definitely a Gwenpool book. It's definitely a Gwenpool book.
It's not the Deadpool.
It's not. No, everybody was saying it was that Deadpool number 10 where he was like at his feet, but that's definitely not the case. He was on other ones with her. For sure. But a lot of people were saying that Deadpool number 10, which was like a super short printed book in its own right, it was the final book in the run, and that book goes for a little bit.
Was that the first time of Jeff the Land Shark possessed by the symbiote or whatever? Or
yeah, that was a king. That was a King in Black. Well, that's the thing. Like, there's a Jeff Venom story coming out. Like, it's on FOC this week.
With Gwenpool on the cover.
On the cover B. Yeah, I posted it.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
So okay, so the girl at the store that you were talking about, so she found this book right
here?
No,
it wasn't this. It's Jeff. So that they published a bunch of Jeff stories, like
it's
last year or early this year. I lost track of time. And she found one of those, and she was like, yeah, I forget his name. Bill, I found Jeff. And she was like running down the aisle. Like she was like on another planet.
The hell out of here.
I'm not joking, dude. It stopped me in my tracks. Like, it just kind of made me chuckle. And I was I made sure to look like what book she had, and it was one of those It's Jeff books.
See, I would do that if it was the Jaws cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the It's Jeff.
All right. another book that I seem to have missed. Spider-Boy #7 by Raza. This is a 1 in 25. Nothing else going on with this. I just thought it was really well done. The reflection in his eyes are really cool. Everybody loves Raza, and I don't know how, but I just don't remember this book coming out, and I don't remember anybody ever talking about it.
I remember this book, but I just also remember not believing too much into Spider-Boy. So
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I don't really care about Spider-Boy, although I think the character is actually taking off better than people would have expected. But
yeah, but to me, it's still pointless, right? Because with
Miles,
with the first Spider-Boy cover, right, the secret variant, that book was so pumped, like so much that
oh yeah, I mean, I don't give a shit about it. Yes, and that book was like,
but like when you have 4,098s, like even if the character does something, like who gives a shit, right?
yeah.
With 4,098s, like, and that's just blue labels, right?
I'm not even talking about the character. I just like, wow, like this Raza can still do a cover.
Right. I'm not doubting that. And then like if I did find this in the back issue or like at a con or whatever for like $20 or less, I'm picking it up.
Yeah, I would grab this cheap in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows what the hell Dan Slott does with this? I don't.
Oh, Dan Slott's doing it.
He wasn't it Dan Slott who came up with this character? I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it Slott or was it JR?
No.
Or Humberto Ramos. Is that the cover that he did? Who was pumping it?
Slott was definitely the writer on this. I'm almost certain. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I'm pretty sure this was Dan Slott who came up with this character.
Dan Slott, the human skin tag.
Derek is. Yeah, everyone chat is saying it's Slott for the writer.
No thanks. He looks like he has a bunch of them.
Oh man,
well, he's no Cody Ziegler. Let's just put it
there. Miles should be Spider-Boy, and boy should be spelled BOI.
Spider-Boy.
Boy.
I mean, you see him carrying around boombox every so often, right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
part of the culture.
Yeah.
All right, we can keep moving. All right, so I went to a con this weekend, and a fan of the show, Norgel. We've talked about him before. Big fan of the show, Norgel. If you're watching, buddy, hope you're doing well. He pulls this. I was like, "Have you ever seen this?" And it's a Jim Steranko book about card tricks that he illustrated. And I guess he used to be a card magician for years, and this was one of the books that this is spiral bound, you can see, and so I was like, I'd never seen this, but I'm going to throw this on the show next week. But I thought this was pretty damn cool. I mean, this cover was a little beat up, but Norgel has it. He has a store on eBay called the Ink Archive. He's a great dude, big time collector, big fan of all of our shows, and just a super good dude. And I'm not just saying that because he's an Arsenal fan, but it certainly doesn't hurt. So,
hey Ben, do you have the Arsenal scarf?
Oh God, yeah, man, I got plenty of them. I don't know if I got one right over there, but yeah, I've got several of them. Yeah, I just thought this was badass. I assume none of you guys have seen this thing before.
No.
Nope.
I just found one on eBay. So the bidding it with 1 day is at $59.
All right, maybe I should have bought this one. He was selling it for $50.
Wow.
I mean, I break cards every so often, so I can't be seen with a card trick book, anyways.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
But that's neither here or there.
All right. Shout out to Matt DeVoe on this one. If you guys aren't watching Cover Price's videos, you're missing out. Matt was talking about this one recently, And I was like, this book is awesome. I just wanted to point it out. This is Profane number 3. Came out recently. This is a Karen Darbo 1 in 20 variant. Matt's been talking about Profane on his show a lot. He's been talking about issue number 4, which has really gone complete ghost. If you go to the next slide, Aaron, he talked about this one. This book's gone true ghost status.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
And he was saying that, listen, you should keep an eye out for number 3. There's still a couple floating out, but they've got to be almost as limited, and this is equally as cool of a cover.
When did what month did these come out?
I mean, I think 4 came out like in August or something like that. This might have come out, and 3 might have come out in July.
Is this that Boom book?
Yes, Boom
Okay.
Studios, yes.
Uh-oh.
But there's none of these to be found, really. Yeah, so Profane is 4 better. 4 is really badass, but I don't know. 3 is pretty damn cool. 3 is pretty damn cool.
I think the one website I use, I think they only had issue 1, the 1 in 20.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, Matt does a show on Friday nights with his partner. I'm going blank on his name. John, I think is what it is. Great show. They have the Shaker show. Laura does the top 10 bestsellers. She's also does the Shakers, but they've been putting out a ton of content on that channel. So if you're not watching it, you're really missing out, because it's really good stuff.
Dang, I could only find the number 1 in 25 incentive cover.
Well, Matt mentioned this one, and I would agree with him. This is pretty damn sweet.
Issue 1's pretty decent. The
Yeah.
cover artist is Marguerite Savage. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, all beautiful books for sure. All right. So this is a San Diego Comic-Con book. I don't know why. I feel like I'm on top of this stuff, but I don't remember this coming out. It's by Todd McFarland. Came out a couple of months ago. Sam and Twitch Case Files number 1.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm on top of this.
Look at Yee.
I'm on
Aaron
top of
clearly
this.
knew about it. He had a copy.
And to be like fully transparent, I have a full set of the Spawn books, like on my eBay. Send offers. I'll probably accept it.
A 9.8 sold for $200, which ain't bad. 25 of these on the census, which isn't a lot, but McFarlane, easily one of the most collected artists in the hobby. And yeah, I think this is sweet, and I hadn't seen it. I don't know why. And another Comic-Con variant that I completely missed. Had you other than Aaron? Had either of you guys seen this one?
I saw it when they were talking about the SDC exclusive books, and they did show this book, and I thought it was pretty cool. Like, it gave me vibes from Sin City kind of vibes,
Yeah,
Oh,
big time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably slipping, but
I mean, I was hanging out with Big Leg and Brian, so I wasn't gonna miss this. And I was like, kind of like, oh, image set. That sounds like a good idea.
yeah, I think it's a beautiful book, man. I don't know what this was limited to. I couldn't find anything on it, but I'm sure it's not, 5,000.
Yeah, I have no idea. They didn't say.
All right. So here's another San Diego Comic-Con book that I also didn't miss. This thing goes for respectable bucks. It was limited to 50 copies, so that probably explains it. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1. the Andrew Curry gold leaf variant.
You know whose cover this is, right? Which store did this one?
This is a store?
Yeah, this is a store exclusive.
Oh,
Do you know
okay,
who did? Do you know who
no.
did it?
No.
Drew from One It Comics.
Oh, Drew did this. Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, I just totally missed this thing. But if that's really truly gold, I don't know. It's probably not gold, just the color gold. But a Raw sold for this recently for $680. I mean, that's legit.
Man, who is the sadist who would limit something like this to 50?
Well, because he had the gold foil variant of this, or gold leaf, or whatever, right? And then he had the same cover without the gold leaf. But I don't know. I don't remember the print counts. Like, I think I still want to say it was less than 500.
Well, it's people are getting good money for it, man. I think the highest sale before this was maybe like $550. So,
wow.
And you know, turtle collectors can be rabid. So,
I like this cover personally, just because it stood out compared to the rest of the covers. I mean, it stands out as a turtle cover as being different than what you would typically see, but it has all the elements of a turtles cover, if that makes sense.
So DT was saying that the McFarland was limited to 1,000. Thank you for that. Much appreciated.
Nice.
I can't keep up, man, with all of these variants from the cons. There's like hundreds of them now, like literally hundreds and hundreds of them.
Oh yeah. Derek, to add on to that, I can think of other covers that have done that, like Berserker. They've done that, the gold leaf foils treatment. Something That's Killing the Children did it with Boom. I know that, like, where they had like limited to 10 covers or something like that. And like, if you're not first in line and part of the ADA line, you're probably not going to get it. Is what I found out.
Yeah, super
for
limited
those like gilded whatever books you're trying to go for Boom. All right. Anyways,
anything else? Yeah, man. This is a book that I would love to have. I was going to save this for like the Halloween show if we do one, but Alan Kwa, super talented artist. He like does like those crowded room variants, for lack of a better term, where he's like all those characters crammed into rooms. But this is from Aftershock, May 2021, so early COVID. A 9.8 sold of this for $150. Back at the start of the year. Only 31 of these on the census, 28 9.8. But yeah, I would love to have one of these. Just going to town on the zombies.
May 2020. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Tao. I was thinking of Tao, like with the exaggerated like necks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is pretty tame for and I thought about it for a second. I was like, wait a minute, Qual didn't do that.
Yeah. He's a talented artist. I mean, he's really good. But you know, not, I don't want to call him not mainstream, but just not high profile, maybe is the best way to put it for him.
Yeah.
All right. Last book of the night. This book, this is just an indie book, but I'm blown away by what this book sells for. So
Bro, I've pressed a bunch of these lately.
Really?
For real.
Yeah, so Cyberfrog #1, the first appearance of Cyberfrog. Hall of Heroes Comics 1994, which is a long time ago now. A 9.8 sold recently for $777, which is, legit. High sale on this thing is $1,200 in the 9.8 back in 2023. I mean, here's the thing. 22 of these on the census. And Joe, you can attest, right? The paper on this.
Oh, shit.
It gets dinged. It's nothing you can do, right?
Yeah,
And
the cover the cover of this book is like unique. You know what I mean? And it picks up ticks like a motherfucker, man.
yeah, 109. I mean, there's only 29.8s, and then there's only 119 total, which is low in its own right. But
No,
yeah,
Ethan
man.
Van Sciver does a lot of stuff with this Cyber Frog, and it's a property that he pumps, and he's got a huge following. So
Yeah,
That was just funny. I was just watching it like before this show. So yeah.
yeah, man. I just really impressed what this book catches for prices, man.
I always get this mixed up with I want to say the Harris Comics #1. Because I always think, oh, Cyber Frog #1. And oh yeah, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah. No. Not the same.
Yeah, but it's a thing, you know. People collect it. So
yeah,
I would say anything Hall of Heroes should give you pause. At least try to look it up.
Yeah. I mean, look at that double H up there in the corner. I think it's huge, man. But yeah, if you ever see this thing floating around out there for cheap, probably worth grabbing and bringing it home with you. So, but I think that is it for tonight. I think that's all we got.
Yes, sir. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night for the Witching Hour with Lucy, Mama Comics. That's going to be the Friday show throughout October. But you should be liked and subscribed to the channel already. And then on Saturday, we have Saturday Morning Toy Box. Monday is Cover Lovers. Tuesday is Comic Book Women. Or are they restructuring their show now at this point? Because I think they're doing something now with Cover Price. At least the last...
They've been doing... So Laura on the Cover Price channel has been doing the top 10 sellers. They're covering the runners-up with the girls are covering the runners-up after that show on the same night, I believe. Yeah.
So
same format, just kind of going through the books.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. And then Wednesday is This Week in Geek, and then you're back here with us on Thursdays. And big shout out again to Cover Price and Bird City Comics. Over at Cover Price, make sure you use the code Nerdvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And you can use the code Nerdvana over at birdcitycomics.com for a 10% discount. But sign up for their text line and don't miss all the exclusive drops. And when they go live, Cyberfrog 1 had a 9.4 sale for $44.
I'm not surprised, man. In this market, if that sounds like an auction, a busted auction, I am not surprised in the least.
It's because CG didn't know about it. Boom.
Hey, okay, did anybody check in on those the CGC sales for today going through the rest of the month? Like
no.
It's like bulk pricing.
Oh,
where they discount
for the 10/10 sales?
Yeah.
Because I know there's other grading companies that are doing stuff. Like I saw PSA is doing promotion. CGC was doing theirs as well for all their different. I don't remember if there were any other grading companies I saw that were doing specials.
So what is this is just on CGC? You can get a discount on submissions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll take a look, man.
Yeah.
I got to submit some books. I got some Golden Age. Joe, I have to mail these damn things to Joe. They're sitting on my dresser, and I just fucking never do it on Saturdays.
I would fill out the paperwork today, but I would wait a while before you actually send it in.
Yeah.
Just say. So, but if you're located in Florida, stay safe.
Honestly, though, I for my personal books now, like if I have no interest in selling them, I just like the CBCS cases. Like I just like those now, and I just don't like. I'm happy.
That's what I've been doing for a long time. It's just if there's a book I personally just want to keep for a while and just want it graded, I'll just send it to CBCS because I have no intention on selling it, right? So I'm not trying to get the market price high.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I will crack a 9.8 CBCS book to sell it
Yeah.
and submit it to CGC. I have no problem doing that, depending on if the
Yeah,
book
but
is going for over $1,000.
Yeah, if I'm keeping it, I'm happy to have CBCS. I don't give a shit.
I don't know about their new labels right now.
They've grown on me. Initially I was not a fan.
Mhm.
Every time I see those, I'm like, damn, I like these. Like they've really in the cases, in the new labels. I don't know why, man. Those things have grown on me in a big way.
I think I have to see it in person before I can make a final judgment.
I want to check out the PSA slabs.
See, I've held the PSA slabs in hand and stuff like that. I like the weight of it. I mean, it's pretty heavy. Don't get me wrong. They did show a graded ASM 300 today on one of their Instagram lives. I saw a pic. I saw someone take a screenshot of it and then post it on.
Is that the final version? Like, did they finalize the label? I know a lot of it was demos. Like,
I don't know for sure the answer. If that is the final form, or if that's just like here's another mock-up to see how people react to it. But at the same time, like, I am interested in sending a couple comics, like a submission, just to see how they do with comics. I mean, because I have a PSA account anyways for cards. It's like any of their other collectibles. Like you can just like.
I mean, I would imagine when they first come out, the backlog is going to be enormous, right? There's going to be a lot of people just testing the waters with them, right?
Yeah, not final, just an update.
Man, Derek knows a lot of shit, man.
Either that, or he's really fast at Google searching. I can't tell.
Nah, man, it's like I see him all over. He always knows everything, man. It's like, who are you, Derek? What's going on?
His name is right there. It's Derek Neiman.
No, I don't think that's his name, bro.
I don't think that's his picture.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out who you are.
And when I find you,
you'll never see me coming.
All right, y'all have a great night. Make sure to tune in.
I was playing Derek.
What else, before we call it a night? What else do y'all have going on this weekend? Any other shows coming up this weekend?
I'm supposed to do a whatnot, dude, and like, I don't feel like selling my books, but I kind of was thinking of maybe selling some books to donate to the hurricane relief. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing something different. Like I had texted you earlier about those packs, those packs for whatnot or whatever, and like maybe using that to donate to
to a charity cause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
so
fine.
Yeah, I'm kind of figuring out. I'll decide.
Logistics. Well,
I was talking to my wife, and it's like, I got a lot of books, so I want to do something nice.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since they just got hit by 2 hurricanes. But I mean, especially
yeah.
And then, I mean, because we're not supposed to, like, I thought you weren't supposed to open packs until starting next week, right?
Yeah. That's why it's like, when are they going to ship them?
Yeah, because I filled out the paperwork too. So
yeah. So, but
I'm at the same time, I'm not really holding my breath now.
Yeah.
Anyways, hot book alert.
Yes, hot book alert live on my channel on Sunday night. Ben should be with me.
Right? I'll be there, man. I'll be there.
Sweet. And
Comic book nonsense, man. It's a blast. Check it out.
And then Joe and I will be on the Hot 10 tomorrow night at the House of Stein to see all your purchases from the Almost 10. So, so thank you for breaking all the rules.
Yeah, seeing how our book by Zap is doing this week. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be the #1 book.
Bullshit.
Zap.
I'm gonna make that book go in the toilet, bro.
You're gonna send it the other way. The controversy is just gonna send it higher.
You're gonna keep on talking about it, and people are gonna keep on thinking about it. That's what happens.
We're gonna have some Buddhists. I am Zap. Right.
One cannot own GS20 Studios. One is
That
simply
was
a
good.
part of
That
it.
was good. That was good, Yee.
And that's where we end this. All right. All right. Y'all have a great night.